Welcome back. I hope you're doing well in lockdown. Today guys, I'm going to do a real simple tutorial on how to set up your Kingy Assist with a ring and grommet. I get asked it a lot and I thought today, finally, I'll do it and show you how to use a ring and grommet. I'm using the Jigstar ring and grommets. What you need to do is grab one of them out, and that's what a ring and grommet looks like there. Right, the next thing I'm using is BKK hollow core assist cord. That's 420 pound. So we'll take this out of the packaging. What we'll do is we'll just leave it in that coil with those bits on, just uncoil it, and we're going to want 35 centimeters. So you've pretty much got to allow for about 10 centimeters for the knot, basically. So there we go, we've got 35 centimeters there. We'll chop that off. The stuff's pretty strong, guys, so you're going to make sure you've got a strong cutter. That's your loop there. I'm going to use the BKK Deep 890 heavy duty hooks, but there's heaps of hooks on the market, guys. There's VMC, there's all sorts, so just use whatever hook that suits you or suits your budget. Generally I like to use a very heavy welded hook, and that's what these are, and that's it there. Right, so what we're going to do for starters, guys, is you're just going to do an overhand knot. So this is the most common knot that you probably do it every day and day in, day out. So just an overhand knot there around, and just do it up like so. Okay, what we're going to do from there is just going to place it over the hook like so, and you're just going to spin it around and do it up nice and snug. I've probably got too long a tag end on there, to be fair. For the purpose of this tutorial, it won't matter too much. Then you're just going to feed the top of the loop there, straight through the top of the eye, and there you go. That's your assist there, done, ready to go. Now, next thing we'll do is I'll get a bit of shrink wrap, and I'll chop a wee bit of that off, and I'm going to slide that over, and slide that down over your knot there. Make sure it's nice and tight. And then is just get the old heat gun, and I'm gonna shrink that shrink wrap. And as you can see there, guys, that's just locked down that knot so it's not gonna come undone or anything. So that there is basically your Kingy Assist. Now what I do from here is I always add a skirt. Get one of these guys out, and I'm just gonna chop off the top there, so you've got a little hole, and then I'm going to feed that up through, pop it out the top there, and there you go. That is Kingy Assist, how I set up my Kingy Assist. From there, on the ring and grommet, you've got the little grommet there. That's where you're going to tie your main line to, or your leader. On the side here, you've got another small loop. That's where we're going to feed the assist through. So you come through there, and all you're going to do is go straight over the top there, come around, and there you go. That's your ring and grommet. From this point here, guys, you're going to tie onto the grommet there. Now, I usually use a chain knot for this, and I've got a tutorial video on how to do the chain knot, so I would do a chain knot on this. I'm using generally about 100 to 80 to about 120 pound, but generally at a minimal I'll be 100 pound. But I'm just going to tie a uni knot on here to show you guys the setup. Not going to do too complicated. Right, so pull that tight. So that's how to set up your ring and grommet. Now I'll chop off that tag end, and that's it there. That's your Kingy Assist all the way through. So that is how I set up my Kingy Assist. You can have that shorter if you want. 35 is quite long. I don't mind it longer, but a lot of people do like it shorter, so you can just chop it to 30, but for me, I like the 35 centimeters. Rightio, so I am using a pebble stick. That is my favourite jig on the market to use. Right, so I'm just going to get a set of split ring pliers. I'm using the SHIMANO ones. I found these to be pretty good actually. Actually one of the better ones I've ever used on the market. On the ring and grommet, you're going to attach to the big solid ring. You're not going to attach it to that small ring, you're going to attach it to the big solid ring. So we'll get it on there. Sorry about the footage if she's a little bit random. We'll get it on there. That's how it's set up there, team. You've got your direct line off the grommet, and then the ring there off the side is where your jig assist coming off. So that's how you set up your ring and grommet. So when you're battling the fish, that jig is just swinging. There's actually no pressure on the jig. So you don't need to have like a 14 billion ton split ring. It just has to be something to hold the jig on there. It's not going to come off because there's no pressure on it. The direct pressure is between your assist and your main line. I know it seems I've been slack, guys. I've been trying to do a heap of videos and I'm working on heaps in the background, but the vlogs are so intensive. They're generally taking about 50-60 hours to edit it. I have been getting some serious telling off online, so guys, I will definitely try and do a heap more tutorials. Alright, hey, thanks heaps guys for watching. I hope you learned something today on how to set up the ring and grommet, and I will see you in a couple of hours with a uni knot, how to tie a uni knot.